How's it going, guys? So today what we're gonna go through is Codex from OpenAI. At first, I also think that Codex is something really complicated because it sounds like for coders. I'm not a coder myself, so I thought it was really challenging to go through this type of stuff. But when I get into it, it's not something really hard. And I'm gonna show you some of its features so that you can also use it in your work because it's actually pretty useful. So no more further ado, let's jump right into it. Before we jump into the video, make sure to subscribe to our channel. It's AI Fire, and here we're gonna bring you the latest AI news. We're gonna break down AI practical workflows, prompt engineering techniques, and real examples so that you can use for your work. Now let's jump into it. So the easiest way to think about Codex is that it works directly in your computer, which sounds a lot like cloud cowork. You basically choose a folder on your computer, and then Codex can read what's inside and help create new files from it. So anyway, I'm gonna create my first project. You can go over here and press into it and use it as an existing folder. And the folder I'm gonna choose is in biology SM notes. This is not for me, it's just an example. I'm gonna show you what's inside the folder first. So inside this folder is just a bunch of stuff, a bunch of notes, which are very messy. Think of it like this, like you're a student and you have a bunch of notes and you don't know where to start, and you're gonna have like an examination in 3 days. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna ask Codex to create a study guide for us. This is the prompt that I'm gonna use, is read all the files in the folder and create a beginner-friendly study guide. The final output should include key concepts, simple explanation, terms I need to memorize, common mistake, 20 practice questions, answer key, a 3-day study plan, and save it as biology exam study guide. So while we wait for Codex to do its work, I want to show you something. So this is PET, and the good thing about it is that sometimes it's gonna take Codex a long time to go through all of your files, and you wouldn't want to sit here and wait for it. So your PET can be around your computer. It's gonna be here, and it's gonna tell you the process, like how is Codex doing, and when everything is finished, this little guy is gonna notify us. And as you can see, the guy is jumping around telling us that it's finished. We're gonna click into this and he's gonna lead us back right to Codex. Now we're gonna check this out. So Codex did a pretty decent job with organizing this information. It gave us the key concepts, it gave us the terms to memorize, common mistakes, basically everything I asked for, and also the 3-day study plan. And what's also good about this is it's not only here in the preview window, but it's also inside your folder here, as you can see. So this is like the most basic stuff of Codex. Now we're gonna move to the next one. Tell me why ain't nothing but okay, for the second demo, I'll use a different source. This time I have a Notion page, and I'm gonna show it to you right now. So this is the Notion page. It's pretty simple. It's about AI tools for small businesses operations, and this page only have like rough notes, link, example here, reference link, and there's some content in it, but it's not like a fully report yet. And it's just the kind of page where you throw research while you're still figuring things out. And the information here is useful, but the page is not ready to share. You're not gonna give it to your boss and say, hey, I'm already done with my research. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give Codex our link. This is my prompt, and I'm gonna copy the link here. One sec. Remember that when you paste a link in Codex, make sure that Codex can have the access to it. So I'm basically asking for a research report with an executive summary, grouped sections, important examples, useful links, open questions, etc. And maybe when you're researching a tool or a business idea or a workflow or a topic for your team, this is gonna be useful for you. Like this example is more about knowledge work. Like you already have the material, Codex just gonna have turned it into something cleaner. Submit. Fun fact that if it's Notion, you don't have to paste the whole link here, because we're gonna learn something about the plugins, which you can connect your Notion account to your Codex, but that's a whole other story, and I'm gonna tell you later on in this video. This time, we're just learning how Codex works and how it organizes your stuff from locally inside your computer and also on the internet. So here's the report. It took the messy Notion page and organized it into a proper document. Not only Codex, but also other AIs as well, that they work much better when you give them the raw material, when you give them the information, instead of making them start stuff from scratch. So this is our research. They gave us the executive summary, keys, ideas, background. They also made a table for us. They gave us the useful link. So now we know Codex not only can work within your computer, within your folders, but also it can work online. And here, I accidentally put it in our biology exam notes folder, so you can also find this file in here. So the next thing we're gonna learn, which is also kind of similar to Claude, is skills. So let's go. Skills are for repeatable work. That's the simplest way to explain it. So anytime you keep writing the same kind of prompt over and over again, you might want to take that process and turn it into a skill. I'm a very indecisive person, so I'll create a skill to help me decide stuff. I don't need to prepare like a separate instruction file first. I'm just gonna ask Codex to create like a skill directly in the chat box. Okay, so this is the prompt. Is create a reusable skill called Decision Helper. Use this skill whenever I ask you to compare options or help me with a decision. The skill structure output with decision summary, options, criteria, 1 to 5 scores, trade-off, best fit by user type, me, and final recommendation. Keep the advice practical. Mention uncertainty when information is missing, and after creating it, show me one example use case. So now we already have the reusable skill, which is Decision Helper. Here is the information of the skill. So let's test it with a normal work decision. I'm choosing between Notion, Trello, and ClickUp for a small team. And the team needs simple tasks like tracking, low cost, and easy onboarding. Since I'm using Decision Helper skill, I don't need to explain the full comparison structure again. I'm just gonna have to do this. Paste in the prompt, which is I am choosing between 3 project management tools, Notion, Trello, ClickUp. Compare them for a small team that needs simple tasks and create the result as a markdown. Here is the file. It gives us the options and it gives us like the criteria for each tool, and it gives us like trade-off, best fit by user type, etc, etc. That is how you create a skill and use it. The next thing we're gonna learn is the plugins. Let's go. Next we have plugins. So the idea is the same. Codex can work with tools outside your local folder when you give it permission. Over here you can see the plugins. We're just gonna press into it. They have all type of plugins here. I would usually work on Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Drive, Notions right here, so you don't have to like copy paste a whole Notion link like I did before. So let's try to connect it with our email. Install. So here you can see we is trying to finish setting up the Gmail. That's how you connect the plugin inside Codex, and now we're gonna try to work on it. Here you go to the plus, you choose plugin and you choose email. I'm gonna give you an example on how to work on this. Here is a prompt I already prepared. It is use Gmail to find emails related to job applications, interview invitations, recruiter messages, assessments, and application updates. Create a job tracker with company, role, email sender, current stage, deadline, next actions, priority. So let's try how it works. Imagine you are applying for jobs and your inbox has interview invitations, recruiter messages, assessment deadlines, rejection updates, and follow-up emails. Checking all of that manually gonna get annoying. So I asked Codex to look for job related emails and create a tracker. Is creating the trap to reply. You can see we have the company here, we have the role. It's giving us deadline, and it's also telling us that oh, the deadline not specified and we already received the message. So this is how you work with the plugins, and the next thing you want to do is learn the automations. We have seen how we work with the plugin Gmail and how we created a tracker for our job search. So I'm just gonna automate it to work for me weekly. On our left, there is something called automation. So just press into it. They already have some of the templates For the automation, here you see that Codex already have a bunch of templates, or you can just create new automation. So I'm gonna say this automation title is job tracker, and this is our prompt. Every Monday morning, I'm setting it weekly on Monday. Check my Gmail for new job application updates, etc., daily at 9 a.m. Just do in chat. Now we're gonna create it. So from now on, every Monday morning, this automation is gonna run for me. We'll just try to run it now to see if it works. Automation started. So for someone who actively applying, that's useful because you can open more summary instead of digging through your inbox every Monday, every Tuesday. It's just gonna organize everything for you, and you just need to get in here and get all the information that you need. You don't have to manually do it. So here we have the weekly summary. I checked the recent email job related mail dated through May 7, 2026. And it's summarized for you new opportunities, interview to prepare for, deadlines this week, follow-up to send, and all of that just automatic. Let's try another one with our last demo. This time we're gonna try to do a dashboard setup. Let's go. So for our final demo, I'm gonna use a different folder. Over here, I'm just gonna create another project. Here we have the 13th project, which is client project dashboard. So in this folder, we have client feedbacks. It has a deadlines file in it, an invoice status, meeting note. This kind of folder gonna get messy really fast. In our first demo and in our second demo, we already see that Codex is capable of organizing information into like a plain text window. But now we're gonna ask it to make it into a dashboard. So here is my prompt. Create an interactive dashboard for this client project folder. Make it useful for tracking project progress, deadlines, feedback, invoices, and next actions. Include search, filters, clickable summary cards, expandable project cards, and sorting by deadline. Make it interesting. Now we're just gonna wait. Okay, so we have the dashboard. Let's try to give it a look. And as you can see, it creates a very interesting dashboard that actually look good. We have deadline here, we have invoice here, brand messaging sprint, client tag asking for a simpler tagline, and when you press into the open work like this, it's gonna show all the work down here. If you press at risk, it's gonna show, oh, this one is overdue, this one is high. So what I'm trying to say is Codex not only give you like a plain static test, but it can also give you something looking like this. So before wrapping up, I want to mention one habit that matters with Codex. So remember to review the output before trusting the whole workflow. Codex can create files, drop emails, work with connection, and run automations. That's very, very useful, and it also means that the result can affect real work. So you should double check stuff, not only with Codex, but with others AI also. So today, we used Codex in a few beginner-friendly ways, like we turned biology notes into a study guide, the desktop pad helped while Codex work in the background, a notes and research pages became a clean report, or a client project like this can also be turned into a dashboard that's very easy to look and very easy to manage. That's it for this Codex beginner tutorial. If this helps you understand Codex a little bit better, please like the video and subscribe to AI Fire channel. I'll keep testing AI tools like this with practical examples, especially for beginners who want to see how the workflow actually works. And if you want me to share you our prompt or anything else, just comment and we're gonna send it to you. Thank you and see you again on AI Fire.